My name is Braydon Boyer, and I'm a flea market fanatic.
My name is Star Vincent. I sell peaches and produce here at Rogers Flea Market. Thank you for watching Flea Market Fanatics.
Hey, my name is Justin Kibler. I grew up about 7 or 8 miles from Rogers, Ohio, in East Palestine, Ohio. If you're from Columbiana County and you've never been to the Rogers sale, I want to know what the heck your problem is. This is the place to be. And, you know, I've actually played hooky from work on Fridays to come to the Rogers sale. Not only for the good deals, but also because of the people watching. That's my favorite thing to do here.
My name's Leroy. I come to Rogers as a vendor and a buyer. I come here mostly because I'm a pediatrician. That's my job. And I come here because it's relaxing and it's more fun than being at work on a Friday morning.
I avidly attend the poultry auctions every Friday. I'll come right after school. I'll get a couple buddies of mine, and they're not really into it per se, but I drag them along anyways. I'll come and I'll set up. I'll come check out what there is to buy and competition, everything like that. And I don't think there's ever been a time I haven't walked away with at least something, whether it be a peacock, a duck, chicken, turkey, anything like that.
So I grew up not far from Rogers in Chippewa Township, Pennsylvania, just over the border, about 15 miles. I grew up on a dairy farm, and if you are a dairy farmer, you know that you are married to the cows. A life I absolutely never wanted to continue after I got out of school.
Some of the things that people do sell here, again, I question that. I'm like, can you really get away with that? But stuff that I like to buy is, you know, the produce, some of the antiques, coin collecting, and all that stuff. And they have that all here at Rogers, so it's pretty cool.
Like to come here and buy and sell Civil War antiques, mostly swords, guns. The main thrust of my collection is Bibles, so if I can find just even a Civil War dated Bible, but certainly if I can find one that's identified as to who carried it or, you know, where it was during the war, that's even better. But swords and guns sell a lot better on the open market, so.
Ever since I was little, I've wanted to be a veterinarian, and the birds are just kind of the easiest start, because I don't have a lot of land, so I couldn't have went and bought a cow or a horse or anything like that. So the chickens were kind of a small start. They're just kind of get my foot in the door, basically.
I came to Rogers, as I said, as a young kid, hung out here at Rogers for fun, never wanted to marry a farmer because I had grown up on a dairy farm. And lo and behold, I find Peach Man, who was trying to sell me peaches. He is part of the Vincent Apple Orchard family. And they're pretty well known around these parts of Rogers because they've been coming here setting up for over 40 years.
If you want to get the best produce for cheap in the tri-state area of PA, Ohio, West Virginia, this is the place to be. It's where buyer and seller get together. That's what they say on the commercial.
I couldn't stand Peach Man. He was annoying. He was always trying to get me to buy his peaches. But I finally bought his peaches, and now I'm his wife, and I'm his lead salesperson.
I don't have any guns or swords that were owned by Civil War generals, but I did have a Bible that was owned by a Medal of Honor winner. He served during the Civil War, and then later he got the Medal of Honor during the Spanish-American War. So that was the best Bible that I've ever had in my collection.
You know, I've seen some pretty crazy things down here that I question, what was that all about? But what I do know is I've seen people carry around snakes around here. I don't even know if they're supposed to have the snakes around their neck. And while they're doing that, they're carrying their asparagus and their, you know, things of peaches too, so they're pretty talented doing stuff like that.
I would say the most interesting story is when people come up to me when I'm selling something, produce, and they say, well, you don't look like a farmer. And then I stop for a minute and I say, well, what does a farmer look like? And they never know what to say. But that's like Rogers. You never know who you're gonna see, what you're gonna see, who you're gonna see. It's a lot of oddities.
The coolest thing I've ever purchased here would have to be, I found a pair of peacocks at the auction, which is actually quite surprising, because I always heard of it as the chicken auction, so I didn't really think they had peacocks and ducks and all the other stuff, but sure enough, I ended up going home with those too.
But in the summertime, you best believe that I'm going to be here. Like I said, I've played hooky from work. You know, hopefully my bosses don't see that. To come to Rogers, I don't do that any other day of the week, just on Fridays in the summertime.
So here at Rogers, when you become a vendor, you become like a big family, and you know these people. You set up every week. It's part of being here. You get here bright and early before the sun even rises. It's freezing cold, it's wet, it's summer, but you're freezing. You're here all day, and you see your regular customers every week. They know where you set up, so goodness gracious, you never want to move where you set up because they get mad at you.
So I like to come to Rogers for the people watching, and a lot of people will say that about coming here. But one of my favorite things is when somebody comes here and recognizes me as a pediatrician selling things at Rogers, and there's my pediatrician. Why is he set up at Rogers? You know, are things that bad in the medical field? And one of my favorite things that I've seen while I've been down here actually was a purchase that we made for a friend of mine. We bought him the largest pair of underwear that I've ever seen in my entire life. I kid you not, they were huge. Huge! Can't buy that at any store.
I'm Justin Kibler, and I'm a flea market fanatic.
Hope that was okay.